we take the concerns of our citizens seriously. I wish to clarify, with utmost respect, the rationale behind our decisions. Diplomatic privileges and immunities are tools, not trophies. They are meant to facilitate the seamless operation of organizations that advance public good, much like the foundational principles of the Vienna Convention. These privileges are not a blank check, but are carefully calibrated mechanism to enable organizations like the Gates Foundation to deliver impactful programs without bureaucratic hindrance. I once attended an international conference where a well-meaning official from another country shared how they struggled to clear essential medical supplies due to cumbersome procedures. The supplies finally arrived, but just as the epidemic they were meant to combat had already passed its peak. A classic case of the right medicine, but at the wrong time. Does it sound familiar to you? This is precisely what we aim to avoid. But streamlining operations for development partners, we ensure that aid and innovation reach those in need when they need it most. Your financial and technical support to the health sector has helped to improve access to quality maternal and child health, HIV, AIDS, and malaria programs. We also appreciate your investment in tools, technologies, and market infrastructure that improve the productivity of smallholder farmers and enhance their ability to adapt to climate change. Your intervention has greatly enhanced their livelihoods through better knowledge and incomes. Furthermore, we recognize your contribution to expanding the reach of digital financial services and payments, particularly to small and medium-sized enterprises. Our citizens have immensely benefited from your engagement in these and other priority areas of the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Outside Washington, Nairobi has become the largest World Bank office globally, outside Washington. Now, World Bank has been a major player for the region, for Kenya. They want to consolidate and make this a regional hub. We cannot be stuck in the old ways. We must figure out what can we do, because there's value in having this as the World Bank hub. We can't go arguing over petty issues. We have to figure out how else, what can we really do? What can we stretch out to be able to make it a hub? These are the serious considerations we must make. Over and above that, we are in consultation with the UNON, because UNON has also indicated that they want Nairobi to become their logistical and humanitarian hub. Now, if I was sitting in Foreign Affairs, which I am doing today, or even if any of my other critics were sitting in Foreign Affairs, can you tell me that you would not want to make this a World Bank hub? Can you tell me that you would not want to make this a United Nations logistics and humanitarian hub? You would. So let us not engage in trivialities as a nation. We really need to look at these things objectively. And that is why we are also reviewing our foreign policy, to which my PS is inviting stakeholders to make contributions. The globe has changed. If you are a student of international politics or international relations 10 years ago or 30 years ago, please, let us face the reality. The dynamics have changed. We have also been taught a lesson by the Gen Zs. Things have changed. We had a previous attitude across Africa where civil society was perceived as an enemy of governments. But we have all come to the realization that civil society is a strong partner. So we cannot be stuck in the old way of how we practiced our foreign relations, how we engaged. We have to look at the global dynamics, the new players that are coming in. Nairobi hosted the IDA 21 replenishment conference. It also hosted the AFDB annual meetings where they were looking for their 17th replenishment. And the appeal is that we need partners to make serious contribution, because the governments, the IDA countries, 75 of them, Kenya being one of them, have basically reached the elastic limit in terms of physical space. We have to look for partners. We have to look for friends. And we need to be flexible, of course, within the parameters of the law, and where the law does not make sense, that is why we have legislators and parliament, so that adjustments can also be made to laws and to enable us to move forward so that we are able to overcome emerging challenges. So it is in this framework that we say that partnerships like the one we are launching today and others are critical, because it is not possible today for us to continue on the old path. How much more can we tax? We are getting messages from every corner that go slow on the taxation. So what are the alternatives? The alternative is to look for other partnerships.
So this office opening is for us a sign of the work that is already in place, and a hope that we will continue to grow our partnership for the region and the continent. With that, let me thank very deeply the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs. We would not have made it to this day without you.
Indeed, the due diligence that preceded that exercise, Your Excellency, was very extensive, and Gates Foundation is joining only. It's just one of over 170 organizations that are already admitted, to enjoy privileges and immunities under this statute. And I want to tell Kenyans at this point in time that this work of assessing organizations with a view to extending or conferring to them the kind of benefits that are laid down in the statute is work that we take very, very seriously. And it's only a certain threshold, a certain type of organization that can attain a certain threshold that would enjoy this privilege. Your Excellency, you're aware that in the context of financing for development and in the context of realizing sustainable development goals, it is now a given that public sector resources alone are not sufficient. That you need to look as government to private sector. You need to look as government to philanthropy. You need to look to high net worth individuals. And you need to pool these resources to aid in the realization of sustainable development goals. And that is what the Kenyan government has done and is doing in the conferment of privileges and immunities to a certain species of institutions that meet certain thresholds that can help the Kenyan government in driving the realization of sustainable development goals. So it's been 25 years since Gates Foundation began to work in Kenya. And over that period of time, it has invested enormously and with significant impact across agriculture, health, financial sector, technology, and many, many other areas. A significant investment of $1.9 billion, as I understand it, has been put out to our economy. The impact of that in terms of socio-economic development of our country cannot be gainsaid. Your Excellency, for that reason, when Gates Foundation was making the significant decision to shift offices here, it approached the State Department for Foreign Affairs with a view to seeking a much more enabling environment. Given the depth of commitment to this country that the Gates Foundation has demonstrated over those 25 years, given the scope of its investment, Your Excellency, we found no difficulty in admitting the Gates Foundation to the privileges and immunities regime under the relevant statute of the Republic of Kenya.